Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 20th of January, 1984, and the title is Become a Great Donor and a Bestower of Blessings. Today, Bap Dada is seeing in all the children the personality of purity, the royalty of being an embodiment of all attainments, and the reality of being a spiritual embodiment of remembrance. He is seeing all the children crowned with the sparkling light of the personality of purity. On the one side, he is seeing the gathering of the children who are embodiments of all attainments. On the other side are the souls of the world who always lack something and are never embodiments of attainment. Even though they constantly have all temporary attainments, they are never content. They always want to attain something or other. They constantly chant, I want this, I want that. They are running around. They are thirsty and are constantly wandering around here and there with the desire to attain something from body, mind, wealth, or other people. They especially want three things and make all sorts of effort for them. Firstly, they want power of the body, of wealth, of status, or of their intellect. Secondly, they also want to perform devotion. They want to be able to perform devotion with an honest heart for a few moments. Devotee souls want to perform such devotion. Thirdly, since the Copper Age, many souls have been seeing the world of sorrow and calling out, and because of sorrow and peacelessness, they have been considering temporary attainment to be like a mirage, and therefore want liberation from the world of sorrow and the bondage of sorrow of the vices. Devotees want devotion, others want power, and others want liberation. Who are the jewels of contentment who can give such discontented souls a drop of happiness, peace, purity, and knowledge, and enable them to attain something? Are you this? You are the children of the merciful Father. The Father has mercy that being the children of the bestower, you still constantly cry out, I want this, I want that, I want this, for temporary attainment. Similarly, do you children who are master bestowers and embodiments of attainment feel mercy for the souls of the world? Do you have the enthusiasm to help your brothers who are wandering around so much, chasing after temporary desires? Children of the bestower, cast your vision of mercy and compassion on your brothers. Become great donors. Become bestowers of blessings. Become sparkling jewels of contentment and make everyone content. Nowadays, people call out to the goddess of contentment a great deal because where there is contentment, nothing is lacking. On the basis of contentment, one is also able to experience having plenty of physical wealth. If you give even just 2 rupees to someone who is content, that is equivalent to 100,000. If someone is a millionaire and not content, then that million is not a million, for he is a beggar of desires. Desires mean distress. Desire, ichha, can never make you become good, acha, because although your perishable desires may be fulfilled, they also give birth to many other desires. This is why you become trapped in desires like being trapped in a spider web. You cannot become free even though you want to. Therefore, make your brothers who are trapped in such a web ignorant of even knowing about perishable desires. To be distressed, parishan, means to go beyond your pride, shan. All of you are children of God, children of the bestower, and all attainments are your birthright. When you lose your pride, you become distressed. Show such souls their elevated pride. Do you understand what you have to do? All you double foreign children are going back to your prospective places. What will you do when you get back? Become great donors and bestowers of blessings and fill the aprons of all souls with the attainment of peace and happiness. This is the thought you are going back with, is it not? Seeing the children's courage and love, Bap Dada gives the children multi-million-fold love in return. Those who live in faraway lands have come closer through their recognition and attainment, whereas those of this land have become distant from recognizing and attaining. Therefore, double foreign children, with the determination of being an embodiment of attainment and the enthusiasm of contentment, always continue to move forward. The bestower of fortune, the bestower of all attainments, is always with you. Acha, to such a merciful children of the merciful Father, to the children who are jewels of contentment and who make everyone full of the treasure of contentment, to the children who are always an embodiment of all attainments and who remain well-wishers for others with the good wishes to make them attain something, to those who make everyone ignorant of the knowledge of perishable desires, to the all-powerful children, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Seeing the double foreign children, Bap Dada says, if anyone in this group is told to stay here, are you ever ready? None of you has any bondage back home, do you? This will also happen. A time will come when everyone's ticket will be cancelled and you will made to stay here. At such a time, no one will want to take the salvation facilities. Do all of you remember how you spent those 4 days when Brahma Baba became Avyakt? Was the building big enough? Did you cook anything? So, how did you spend those 4 days? The days of destruction will also be spent just like that. You were absorbed in love at that time, were you not? Completion will also take place in a stage just like that, where you are absorbed in love. You will then stay here on the mountains and do tapasya. You will see the whole of destruction with your third eye. You are carefree in this way, are you not? You don't have any worries about your building, your family, or your work. You are always carefree. There is no question as to what will happen. Whatever happens will be good. This is called being carefree. You might remember the building of your center or your bank balance. Nothing should be remembered. Yours is true wealth, whether it has been used for the building or is in the bank. You will receive your wealth multiplied, multi-million-fold. You have insured everything, have you not? Dust will turn to dust, and you will receive your wealth multiplied, multi-million-fold. What else do you want? True wealth can never go to waste. Do you understand? Constantly remain carefree in this way. I don't know what will happen to the center afterwards. What will happen to our home? Let there not be this question. All of it has already been used in a worthwhile way. You no longer have any question as to whether it will be used in a worthwhile way or not. You have already willed it in advance. When someone has made his will beforehand, he remains carefree. All of you have willed your every breath, thought, second, wealth, and body. Have you not? You cannot use for yourself anything you have already willed. You cannot use even a second or a penny without Srimad. It all belongs to God. Therefore, souls cannot use it for themselves or for other souls. You can use it according to the directions you receive. Otherwise, it is being dishonest with the treasures you have been entrusted with. If you use even a little bit of your wealth without direction, then that wealth will pull you towards where it has been used. The wealth will pull the mind, and the mind will pull the body and distress you. So you have willed it all. Have you not? If you use everything according to the directions you receive, there is no sin and no burden. You are free from that. You do understand the directions, do you not? You have received directions for everything. It is clear, is it not? You never become confused, do you? You never become confused as to whether you should do something or not for a particular task, do you? Whenever there is a little confusion, have it verified by the instruments. Or, if your stage is powerful, then the touchings you receive at Amrit Vela will always be accurate. Don't sit at Amrit Vela with mixed feelings in your mind, but sit with a plain intellect and the touchings will be accurate. Whenever some children have problems, they sit only with their own feelings in mind. This is what I should do. That is what should happen. In my opinion, this is fine. Therefore, the touchings too will not be accurate. They then only receive a response of the thoughts of their own mind. This is why, somewhere or the other, there is no success. Then they become confused as to the direction they receive at Amrit Vela, and thereby don't understand why something happened and why they weren't successful. However, they had mixed feelings in their own mind, and so they just received the fruit of those feelings. What fruit would you receive from the dictates of your own mind? There would only be confusion, would there not? This is called willing even the thoughts of your mind. This is my thought. But what does Baba say? Acha. Questions from the double foreigners and Bab Dada's answers. Question: what should we do when a center is facing a big obstacle? Answer: when a center faces any problem, don't become afraid on seeing the obstacle. For instance, when the biggest obstacle comes, when a very good person becomes anti and causes a disturbance in your service, what would you do then? Would you become afraid? It is one thing to have mercy for that soul with benevolent feelings, for that is a different matter. However, when your stage fluctuates, or when you have waste thoughts, that is called having an upheaval. Therefore, don't create a world of thoughts. Even a thought should not make you shake. This is called an unshakable and immovable stage. You mustn't even become careless, saying that it is nothing new. Do service, be merciful towards that soul, but also do not come into upheaval. Therefore, neither be careless, nor have any type of ill feeling. No matter what atmosphere or environment you are in, always remain unshakable and immovable. Sometimes, when an instrument gives you advice, don't become confused about that. Don't think, why is this one saying that? Or, how will this happen? Those who are instruments are already experienced. Of those who are actually going through something, some are new and others may be a little older in knowledge. But when a situation comes in front of them, then because of that situation, their intellect is not clear enough for them to understand the beginning, the middle, and the end of the situation. At that time, they can only understand the present. Therefore, because they just see the present, the beginning and the middle is not clear enough at that time, and so they become confused. Even if any directions are not clear, don't become confused. Tell them patiently that you will try to understand them. Give them a little time. At that time, don't become confused and say, not this, not that. Don't do this. Double foreigners are mostly free-minded, and they therefore also say no with a very free mind. Therefore, when they tell you even a small thing, first of all, think about it seriously. It definitely has one significance or another hidden within it. You can ask them, what is the significance of this? What would be the benefit of this? Explain it to me clearly. You can tell them this. However, never refuse a direction. It is because you refuse that you become confused. Baba is giving this little special attention to you double foreigners. Otherwise, what would happen is that you won't try to understand the directions of your instrument sisters and will fluctuate. Then seeing you, those for whom you are instruments will also develop those sanskars. Then sometimes one will sulk and at other times the other will sulk. Then this game will continue at the center all the time. Do you understand? Secondly, teachers should never think that we belong to another religion and have come here. This is something new ones say. You are all older ones, and you have therefore become instruments. It is not that you who belonged to a different religion have come to this religion. You belonged to this religion, and you have come to this religion. Us and them are separate. Let there not be the thought, even in your dreams. It is not that Bharat is separate from the foreign lands. This thought will bring about duality and unity. Then it becomes us and them. What would there be where there is us and them? There would only be conflict. This is why you are all united. Bapdada refers to you as double foreigners, just symbolically, but it isn't that you are separate. Don't think that because you are double foreigners, you are different and those of this land are different. No. Since you have taken a Brahmin birth, what have you become through your Brahmin birth? All Brahmins belong to the one religion. There is no question of double foreigners or those of this land in it. We all belong to the one Brahmin religion. We all have a Brahmin life and are all instruments in the one Father's service. Never use the language, "These are our thoughts," and "the thoughts of you from India are like this." This language is wrong. Never speak such words even by mistake. Of course, even the people of Bharat themselves can have different ideas. That is a different matter. However, never bring about a difference between Bharat and foreign lands. Never think, well, it is always like this with us foreigners. No, never say, our nature is like that anyway. No, never think in this way. There is one Father, and all of us belong to the one Father. Whatever language the instrument teachers speak, others will speak the same language. Therefore, speak every word in a very tactful manner. Be yogyukt and yuktiyukt at the same time. Some try to go ahead a great deal in yoga, but their actions are not yuktiyukt. Let there be balance in both. The sign of being yogyukt is to be yuktiyukt. Blessing, may you be very powerful and surrender even the slightest trace of body consciousness. The biggest weakness is body consciousness. A subtle trace of body consciousness is very big. To surrender body consciousness means to surrender it with all its traces and its progeny. Only those who surrender in this way become the very powerful ones. If you keep a trace of body consciousness hidden inside you, and you consider arrogance to be self-respect, then although you may see temporary victory, it means defeat for a long time. Slogan: I didn't have the desire, but I just liked it. This is also a stage of being in a life of bondage. Om Shanti.